Hi, my name's Nick. I'm here with Everlights. Today we're going to show you guys how to use the app. It's a super simple app. As always though, if you guys do get lost, please reach out to us. We're happy to help whenever. Let's get started. So every time you click on the app, it'll open it up to our home screen. Okay, it's nothing special. It just has our logo. If your lights are on, there'll actually be a turn off toggle in the top right of it. Since we don't have anything on, it's not there now, but later in the tutorial, you'll see it and I'll show you guys how to do it then. Really, the only two tabs you need to worry about are the Sequences tab and the Calendar tab. They're on the bottom of the screen in the middle. We're gonna start with the Sequences one. So if you click on that, right now we've created a bunch of sequences, so there's already a lot in there. We also have, if you click on the Everlights section, this is where all of our pre-saved patterns are, okay? If you're like me and you're not super artsy, this is where I live. I like using these pre-saved ones. They're super easy. You just gotta click on them, turn them on, and they're easy to use. As you can see, there's tons of different sections from the holiday all the way to cancer awareness. If you click on cancer awareness, I mean, there's prostate cancer, colon cancer, and then in the holiday section, there's anything from 4th of July, St. Patrick's Day. If you click on one of these, like let's say you like this Christmas blink pattern, all you gotta do is select it, and then it'll bring up this screen. Once this screen comes up, if you wanna turn this pattern on, all you have to do is click the power analog in the top right of your screen. Once it illuminates blue, that means your house is then that color. So you'll have a red-green pattern moving throughout your house, and then on the bottom, you can see where it says effects, there's a blink effect selected. That means that your lights are gonna be blinking on and off through that pattern. So that's how you turn on your pre-saved patterns. If you ever are feeling artsy and you want to create your own, it's super easy. All you got to do is click on the personal section, and then you'll hit the plus sign in the top right of the screen. It'll bring you to this screen. All right, so that number 3 right there at the top, that's indicating a pattern of 3 lights. If you want a pattern with more, all you got to do is hit the plus sign. You can actually customize each light on your house individually. So if you ever wanted your whole house to be a different color with every single light, you can do that. You would just have to add as many lights on your house to this number right there. If you want a pattern of 2 and 2, all you got to do is put it to 4. And then you'd select each of the circles above that. As you can see, our first light right now is a white. If we want the exact same color on the next one, easiest way is to just press and hold down, and then this drop down will appear. You'll hit copy, click on the next light, press, hold down, and then you'll hit paste, just like that. So now you have the same first and second color. The same thing goes for the second one. So let's say you wanted these next 2 to be green. All you got to do is on your color wheel, click the green, and then if we want the next one to be the same color, we'll press, hold down, copy it, and then we'll paste it right to the next one. So right now, if we were to hit power, your whole house would go white, white, green, green, white, white, green, green, and it would just repeat that pattern throughout your whole house. As you saw, this color wheel, that's how you choose your colors. You can click on any color you want and it'll change it just like that. If you don't like the color wheel option, there's also a couple other ones you can use by clicking that color wheel, that small color wheel in the top left of your screen. It'll have a drop down, and there's actually a couple other options in here. There's this wheel you can drag around, and that also changes the color. Or my favorite are the RGB sliders. If you're not familiar with these, basically this is what we use to get super custom colors. It's also the easiest way to do that, is just go outside and slide these sliders until you get exactly what you're looking for. Something cool about these guys is these numbers are actually universal. So if you were a 49ers fan and you wanted to get the exact colors for that team, all you got to do is Google 49ers RGB code and then match it with this, and there you go, your house will be 49ers colors. So that's why I like this one, because it really allows you to get those custom colors in that you're looking for. If you ever want your house to just be one color, all you gotta do is minus it down to 1. Right now, since our power analog is still on, your whole house would then just be white. Pretty self-explanatory. That little slider below your color wheel, that's your brightness slider, okay? You can dim them if you want. I usually like just leaving them as bright as they can be. I like bright lights. You should too. That's why you got Everlights. But leave it all the way to the right. That's the brightest they can be. Another thing on this screen is this effects section where it says tap to select. If you click on that, a drop down will appear with all your cool stuff. All right, you got your chase, your twinkle, your fade, a strobe, all that good stuff. You can actually combine some too. So like, let's say you wanted a chase and a strobe. You can have multiple selected. That little slider, that's the speed of your effect, okay? So if you slide that slider to the right more, it makes it go faster. Slide it to the left, it slows down, so forth. If you want to deselect one of these, all you got to do is tap on it again and it deselects it just like that. If we hit done, you can see under effects we have a chase selected. So now for a chase pattern, you're going to want more than just one color, obviously, because you can't chase with one color. So let's do a white, blue, red. With that power analog on, your house then would be chasing white, blue, red throughout your whole house, and it would be moving from start to finish just like that. If you ever want to save one of these, super simple. You'll click the new sequence part at the top of the screen. Let's name this one 4th of July. Perfect. And then we'll just hit save on the bottom of the screen just like that. Once it says sequence saved, you can hit this back arrow and it'll actually pop up right under your personal tab just like that. If you ever want to delete one of these, super easy as well. All you got to do is press, hold down, and a little garbage can appears in the top right. All right, you just push that garbage can, hit delete, just like that, it's gone from your feed. Also, that turn off toggle I was talking to you about earlier, we'll click on this home screen. That top right there, turn off, that's because your lights are on. So the easiest way to turn your lights off is just open up your app, this screen will pop up, and all you got to do is tap that toggle, it'll turn them off, and then your lights will turn off just like that. So that's it pretty much for the sequences tab. You got your, just a recap, you got your Everlights section, which is your pre-saved ones. You can go through and use our already created patterns just by clicking on it and then hitting the power button just like that, and then your house will then illuminate that pattern. If you ever do want to create your own, all you got to do is hit the personal tab, hit the plus sign in the top right, customize whatever number you want in your pattern, choose whatever colors you want on here. You can select effects by clicking on tap to select. Combine them just like that. If you ever want to save one, new sequence, type in whatever name you want and hit save. And if you were to save it, it would pop up under this personal tab just like that. So that's pretty much it for the sequences tab. The next tab I want to show you guys is the calendar one. This allows you guys to do is schedule events ahead of time. So if you guys have a kid's birthday coming up or holidays, or you guys are going to be in Mexico and you don't want to worry about your lights, this is kind of a cool feature that allows you to pre-program events. As you can see in here, we actually already have some scheduled, these yellow dots or those orange dots on each date. That means there's an event scheduled for those days. All you need to do is select each date you want your lights to show. So like, let's say one of your kids' birthdays was coming up this weekend and you want the whole weekend to be special lights just for them. So once those dates are selected and highlighted, all you got to do is hit the plus sign in the top right. It'll take you to this screen right here, okay? Since you guys shared your location with the app, it'll automatically sense the dusk and dawn of your area. So you can have your lights turn on at dusk and have them turn off at dawn if you want, just by clicking on dawn. If you don't want that though, you can manually change whatever time you want. You want them to turn off at 12:36, you want them to turn on at dusk, or you can deselect dusk and have them turn on at 7:25. It's fully customizable. You can set timers for whatever events you want and all that good stuff. This days section right here, those are obviously all the days you selected in the calendar. You can select as many as you want. You just got to make sure they're all highlighted. Some houses will have more than one zone, but just make sure all those are selected. It'll be that green color if those zones are selected and you want them to look like that. So to choose a pattern for this day, all you got to do is on the sequences section, there's a small plus sign on the right side of the screen. All right, you'll click on that guy and then it'll bring up all the patterns you've already created and saved, or you can just use the pre-save pattern in our Everlights section. So let's go to exciting. Let's say your kid's birthday was coming up and she really likes this rainbow pattern. All you got to do is you can select that rainbow pattern, and as you can see, it shows up on the bottom of your screen, so that means it's selected. And right now, if we were to just save this event, it would turn on at 7:25 p.m. and then turn off at 11:30 p.m. for all of those days selected. Another cool thing about the calendar is if you have multiple kids and they can't decide which pattern they want or anything like that, if you guys just want multiple patterns, you can do that as well. You just got to hit the plus sign again, select whatever pattern you want, and there's actually intervals for each one. So this 20-second interval right here, that means that pattern will be on for 20 seconds. You can change it to however long you want. It can go up to 5 minutes, and then it'll swap to that next one for the next interval that you have selected for that pattern. So it's pretty customizable. You can have a lot of patterns on there, so it can swap back and forth between each of them, so you don't just have one color on every night. If you ever want to deselect one of these, same thing goes. You just got to press and hold down. A garbage can will appear. You can delete it just like that, and it's cleared from your event scheduling. If you wanted to save this event just like this, you'd click New Event at the top, and let's say your kid's name was Jackson. Jackson's B-Day, hit done, and then we'll hit save. And now, if you look on the calendar, there's those 3 orange dots on those dates you selected, and on that drop down on the bottom of the screen, it'll tell you the dates you selected, the times it's turning on and off, and if you click on it, it'll also show you the pattern you have for that day and all that good stuff as well. So that's how you schedule an event in your calendar. Super simple. This is nice, like I said, if you do want to have timers on your lights, or if you just want to have holidays already pre-programmed or kids' birthdays and all that stuff, this is where you're going to want to be, is in this calendar portion. Another cool thing in our app is we have a toggle that you can actually toggle on. It's called autopilot, and it makes it so on every holiday, if we have a pattern for that holiday, it'll automatically turn that pattern on and you guys don't have to worry about it at all. To get to that toggle, all you've got to do is hit that settings button on the bottom right, and then you'll hit device, and then this toggle right here on the top that says autopilot. Ours is already on, but if you toggle it off, it'll turn it off. And if you toggle it on, it'll program those lights to just be preset every holiday, so you don't have to worry about everything turning on and off. And it'll make it so it's pretty easy, so you're not forgetting any holidays. So now that it's toggled on, once this is done loading, I'll go back to the calendar and I'll kind of just show you so you guys can see that it actually programs those events to happen. So let's click on calendar. As you can see, on Mother's Day weekend, there's already 2 programmed. If you click on it, it shows you the time, shows you our Mother's Day sequence is coming up. If we scroll over to our next month, you can see Father's Day, same thing. We got Father's Day, drop down right here, click on it, it'll show you our Father's Day sequence and all that good stuff. But yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it for our app tutorial. Like I said, my name's Nick. Please reach out if you have any questions. But yeah, have a good rest of your day. All right, see you guys.